Within the Wings of Fire universe, almost all the tribes dwell on land. The SEAWINGS, however, have formed their home below the crashing waves of the vast oceans. Yet, in the canon universe, their design is very mammalian and strangely similar to the other tribes. In this redesign, I will attempt to create a more fitting version of these dragons, a version that could realistically evolve in this alien environment. Dudes, dudettes, and Doritos, welcome to part 2 of the Tribe Redesign Challenge. The reason I am speaking so softly is because I am sick and can barely make it through a whole sentence without a coughing fit, so you get ASMR Gemma today. Anyways, the SEAWINGS are, in my opinion, a relatively good design species. However, the lion-like jaw and muscular feline legs just don't seem right in an underwater habitat. But they aren't all that bad. My favorite aspect about their design is the way they communicate with bioluminescent scales. That is such a clever idea, and it simply works for a tribe that would ultimately be deaf underwater. For the shape of these dragons, I kept it slender and smooth. They have to be aerodynamic to travel fast underwater. I kept their legs short and gave them huge fins, making the shape of their leg act more like a flipper. I gave them whiskers, as many do, and the head shape turned out similar to a catfish, which I think is pretty cute. For their patterns, I used the patterns of a leopard shark, so each dragon's bioluminescent scales would be pretty similar to one another, for simple visual communication. What I have seen from many other artists is a shark-like tail. However, I would like them to still resemble the other tribes anatomy-wise, so I kept them a mammalian skeletal structure and had the tail more resemble a dolphin or a whale. As for coloration, SEAWINGS would range from greens to purples, but mostly would be blue. Something important for underwater predators is camouflage, so these ocean colors would help them blend in to ambush prey. Another aspect that ties into this is the value of the scales. The darker scales must be along the back, allowing for a lighter underbelly. This is so that they can camouflage both when prey is looking up into brighter waters and down into darker waters. One of the most well-known oceanic predators, the great white shark, also follows this simple value rule. SEAWING jewelry would mostly consist of pearls and seashells, but I also added cloth as well, mostly because I personally really love the way cloth moves underwater. I think especially within the royal family, cloth accessories would be seen as elegant and beautiful. I imagine SEAWINGS living in underwater caves, ones that both have a watered out section and a section with water. To see in these caves, they would use glowworms. I also think that glowworms would be a huge part of their diet, so they could keep those bioluminescent scales. Another one of my headcanons relating to that is if other tribes have a glowworm diet, they too could develop glowing patches of scales. Culture-wise, SEAWINGS are all about comfort and safety. They stay hidden, with public facilities well fortified. Of course, their status with other tribes would have to be overly positive since they are the ones with access to goods that come from the sea. SEAWINGS are also said to be artistic, which I don't really see as fitting. Writing, painting, drawing, sculpting, and songwriting, they're all simply impractical underwater. I think the better tribes for artistic skill would be the Rainwings since they have access to many supplies and colors, or maybe the Silkwings that use their silk for embroidery or other cloth work. Rather than the SEAWINGS being artistic, they should maybe be more of hunters and gatherers, especially collecting precious gems and metals. That's all I really have to say about SEAWINGS. I'm pretty content with how they are in the books. I only made a few small changes. What do you think about SEAWINGS? What are your headcanons? Tell me your thoughts in the comments. And at that, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.